Well, of course, it's a fantastic Saturday to be alive, and of course, we welcome you to another fantastic edition of Battle of the Fans. It's a place where football fans banter for who is better. Of course, it's a postseason, and we'll see getting reactions of football fans as to the assessment of their football clubs at the end of the season in Europe's top 5 leagues. By the way, my name is Isaac. You can always call me Marizona, and I'm excited to be back on the show this morning to talk to football fans and get their reactions as to, of course, the performance of their clubs at the end of this season. It's interesting. By the way, we're talking about the international break where we're seeing interesting matches go down. We're talking about the UEFA Nations League. 2 games went out yesterday. Belgium lost in a very disastrous fashion, of course, in the hands of Netherlands. We're talking Austria also in Ralf Rangnick's first reign as the manager of the national team, defeating Croatia by 2-1. They will talk about the French national team as well losing. We'll also take a look at some interesting stories all across the globe. But in the meantime, let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll give you the news segment. We'll tell you about what's happening in the football scene. We'll talk about transfers. We'll talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Things are getting down interesting ahead of the AFCON 2023 qualification. Of course, let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll take you through the stories before we get into the banter. Welcome once again.
Oh, it's a goal! Léo Dubois! Because the wins were against, he played the simple ball. Dia in for Hurtado! An all-timer from Eric Hurtado! It's his corner now. The cross, back post. Dubois is there. Straight back in. Oh, it's a goal! Léo Dubois. Because the wins were against, he played the simple ball. Dia in for Hurtado. An all-timer from Eric Hurtado. It's his corner now. The cross.
Alright, so welcome to the show. Before we begin to get the fans to banter, let's take you through some interesting news stories all across the footballing world. We'll start with the UEFA Champions League final that went down last month. UEFA has apologized to Liverpool and Real Madrid fans. UEFA has apologized to Liverpool and Real Madrid fans caught up in the events around the Champions League final and said it must not happen again. Liverpool fans described the heavy-handed policing and organizational chaos and overcrowding at last Saturday's showpiece game. Real Madrid have asked for answers on the series of unfortunate events that went down. According to reports, no football fan should be put in that situation, and it must not happen again, said UEFA in a statement. Away from that, let's talk about the UEFA Nations League games that went out yesterday. The Netherlands began their Nations League campaign with a dominant win against their Belgium, who also lost Chelsea striker Romelu Lukaku to injury. Memphis Depay was a Dutch star, scoring 2 superbly taken close-range goals en route to the win yesterday. Tottenham's Stephen Bergwijn was also in target, netting a long-range opener, with Denzel Dumfries scoring the other via a close-range tap-in. Michy Batshuayi headed a consolation goal for Belgium in added time, but it was a frustrating night overall, though, for the Red Devils, with Timothy Castagne striking the bar with a rising shot. With the squad goalless, the Leicester City player also seen a goal ruled out by VAR after Batshuayi was spotted in an offside position in the build-up to that particular game. Dries Mertens also struck the woodwork with an angled shot late into the game for Roberto Martinez's team. Anything but a handsome win would have been scant reward for what was a superb display from the hard-working, skillful Netherlands team. The victory extends Dutch manager Louis van Gaal's unbeaten start to his second spell to 10 matches. Now, elsewhere, let's talk about a Tottenham Hotspur player who was in action yesterday. His name is Emerson Royal. He is on Scott. He has thanked an off-duty Brazilian police officer who rescued him from an attempted armed robbery in Sao Paulo, Brazil yesterday. 23-year-old Royal was taking photos with the officer outside a nightclub moment before being targeted by a thief who drew a gun and demanded his belongings. Police said that the officer pursued the assailant and exchanged fire with him while the footballer escaped unharmed. In his Instagram post, he said, "I will be forever grateful to you." God said, and just worth, this is confirmed every day in my life. This human being, I call him an angel. Risk his own life to save mine. The Brazilian center back added. Now let's come back home and tell you that head coach Jose Santos Pesero, talk about the coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, has called up Captain Ahmed Musa, Deputy Captain William Ekong, and 25 other players to the camp of the Super Eagles for this month's 2023 African Nations qualifying matches against Sierra Leone and Sao Tome and Principe. The Portuguese tactician has also invited Francis Uzoho, Adewale Adeyinka, Olaoluwa Aina, Calvin Bassey, Sani Fasal, Semia Jai, and Chidozie Wazir, as well as midfielders Joe Aribo, Alex Iwobi, Innocent Bonke, Moses Simon, Terry Murphy, Cyril Desses, and Emmanuel Dennis, who were all part of the squad that played Mexico and Ecuador in the friendly matches over the weekend. Pesero has added Israeli-based goalkeeper Debayo Adeleye, defenders Shehu Abdullahi, Zaidu Sanusi, Leon Balogo, and Kenneth Omero, as well as Gene Karitibo and Frank Onyeka for that particular one. Nigeria welcomes Sierra Leone to the MKO Abiola Stadium in one of the day one fixtures of the campaign. That goes down on the 9th of June 2022 before flying to Morocco to play away to Sao Tome and Principe on the 13th of June 2022. Let's take you through the full list. The goalkeepers include Francis Uzoho of Momenia Nicosia, Adewale Adeyinka of Akwa United, Adebayo Adeleye of Hapoel Jerusalem in Israel. For the defenders, we have Ola Aina of Torino, William Troost-Ekong of Watford, Shehu Abdullahi of Momenia Nicosia, Zaidu Sanusi of FC Port, Chidozie Wazim, who plays for Alliance Sport, Semia Jai of West Brom, Calvin Bassey of Rangers, Sani Fasal of Leon of Katina United, Leon Balogun, who's on attached currently, and Kenneth Omero of Leganes in Spain. Talk about the midfielders. We're talking Joe Aribo of Rangers, Alex Iwobi of Everton, Ogene Karo Itebo of Watford, Innocent Bonke of Laurent, Frank Onyeka of Brentford. We talk about the attackers called up to the squad. We have Captain Ahmed Musa of Fatih Karagümrük. We talk about Samuel Chukwueze of Villarreal, Moses Simon of Nantes, Victor Osimhen of Napoli, Cyril Desses of Feyenoord, Ademola Lookman of Leicester City, Sadiq Umar of UD Almeria, Terry Murphy of France, all called up for the games to be expected on the 9th and the 13th of June, respectively. That's it for the news segment. When we come back from this short break, we'll talk to the fans and get them to banter. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Here's Cornet now. The cross, back post. Dubois is there. Straight back in. Oh, it's a goal! Leo Dubois.
Where Anthony played the simple ball. Dia in for Hurtado. An all-timer from Eric Hurtado.
Knowledge of global businesses, economic activities, a new wave of the stock market, forex market, cryptocurrencies, and NFTs creates new dynamics towards emerging market millionaires and billionaires. From the dot-com era to the oil booms, the fundamental news drives the market. This is Business 360, taking you to the business around the globe. Join us from 11:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. weekdays, exclusive on Spectrum Television. Business 360, your prism to world businesses.
The cross. Back post. Dubois is there. Straight back in. Oh, it's a goal! Leo Dubois.
Because the Sports City played the simple ball. Dia in for Hurtado. An all-timer from Eric Hurtado.
Thank you very much for sticking around. Of course, it's still Battle of the Fans. It's a place where football fans banter for who is better. My name is Isaac. You can always call me Marizona. Of course, we're talking about postseason reactions to, of course, respective clubs, or getting the reactions of the fans and how they assess the performance of their clubs at the end of the just concluded season. And of course, we're still dealing on the Premier League because there's a whole lot to talk about from the English Premier League. And I've got a Liverpool fan and a Chelsea fan today to talk about their clubs. I had a Chelsea fan on Wednesday, but I decided to bring in another perspective to the Chelsea story and get the thoughts of another Chelsea fan as to how they think and what they think of the just concluded season at Stamford Bridge. I'll start with the Chelsea fan. His name is Tijani. Welcome, TJ. This is like your third time in the show today, right?
Yeah.
Third time. Welcome to the show. I've got Chris as well, another Liverpool fan. I mean, they went for 4 trophies this season, 1-2. I don't know what he makes of that, Chris. Welcome, by the way.
Well, thank you very much. It's so good to be here again. Well, I feel it was a successful season, in my opinion.
A successful season?
Yes, it was a very successful season, and I'm very happy as a Liverpool fan to be here today to tell you it's a successful season.
All right, Till, let's get into the discussion. Tijani, I'll start with you. Of course, your Chelsea team, came on the back of a Champions League win, 2 seasons ago. This season, at some point, they were top of the Premier League table, but of course, drew a lot of games, lost a few games, dropped to 3rd position, lost out to the Champions League, lost out in 2 FA Cup finals, two cup finals rather, one in the FA Cup, the other one the Carabao Cup, to this Liverpool side. So what do you make of Chelsea season holistically?
Personally, I think we tried.
Just tried?
Yeah, talking about the fact that we were able to make it to like 2 finals.
And lost to the same opponent?
It happens.
Really?
Yeah, it happens. At least we were able to make it, like, compared to all the other teams in England. So we were able to make it to 2 finals, and then Champions League, if not for what actually happened, because we were not able to convert our first chances in the first when we first met with Real Madrid. If you say we were able to like do something spectacular at that time, the second time we met them, we are going to qualify, and it will. Like that final will even be more okay than what we watch. All
right, so Chris, I'll come to you right now. Liverpool, of course, we're chasing 4 trophies this particular season. Went for the Premier League, finished 2nd. Went for the Champions League, lost in the final, and then won the other 2 trophies, defeating Chelsea. And so holistically, what do you make of Liverpool's season?
Well, personally, I would say it's a successful season. The reason being,
successful season.
A successful season, yes.
Losing out on how many trophies?
Just
2 key trophies.
2 key trophies. To me, you've won 2 cups. You got to the Champions League final. Dragged the league to the last day. It's a successful season. I believe the boys should be very proud of themselves. And then,
really,
yes, because if you watch the Champions League finals, because I will start from there. If you watch the Champions League finals, you know that yes, whoever who saw that match will know that our Liverpool played good football. I said after the match, I told myself, I said this is a final where. This now I can say the better team lost. I will say with my chest the better team lost.
But at the end of the day, it's not about playing good football. Liverpool failed to convert the few chances that they had. Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, all guilty of missing beautiful chances. But you have to give it up to Thibaut Courtois as well. It was fantastic on the night. But don't you think that your team would have been a lot more clinical in that game?
Well, you could see the first half of the game. You could see the pressure on Madrid. The goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois turned up very well for the team. Well, I won't blame it on finishing and whatever, because you could see that it was just luck. The luck was not on Liverpool's side. Like somebody said, like I saw a tweet that said that the god of football has been with Madrid in the Champions League. That if he's still with Madrid in the finals, that they will win. And I was open after the first half. I told somebody, I was like, if Real Madrid should score, there's no way Liverpool is getting the goal, because and I saw the way the boys played. There was a chance that Salah missed in the second half, I think in the 70-something minutes, that he missed, that Thibaut Courtois made a fantastic save. After that, I told everybody the trophies for Real Madrid, because you could see the intensity and everything, and I saw the reaction from Liverpool players. They were not disappointed. It was like a good fight, and they knew this was not just our day.
All right.
So and Thibaut Courtois turned up very well. Fantastic goalkeeper for that day.
So Tijani, I'll come to you. You know, of course, Liverpool are rivals of Chelsea. You know, judging from the fact that Chelsea lost 2 cup finals to them. So, what do you, as a Chelsea fan, make of Liverpool's season?
It is obvious that Liverpool really tried, and we the other teams in England, we are proud of them.
Really?
Yeah,
you're proud of Liverpool.
And that's why the fact that we are rivals, but the fact that England team is able to like make it to the final, no matter what.
But Chelsea went to the final, won it.
It happens. Like he said, for example, now he said like luck was against them, and that was what was against us against the 2 finals that we met again. For example, now we were able to drag it to the penalty. We were able to drag, and you know that penalty, when it comes to penalty,
Well, I wouldn't say dragging the finals to the penalties about luck. What actually happened was Chelsea is a typically defensive team. They set up a good side defensively. Dragging the game to the penalty was just good for them. They felt they can win the game with penalty shootout.
Look at the first final that we played against them. See all the chances that we lost. Look at Mount. See all the chances. They are like 2 1-on-1 with the keeper, and
Liverpool, we have created good chances as well. We created very good chances. I could remember Mendy making great saves, and then you could see that in both finals, Mendy was there. He was at least the stand-up player. I think even in the Carabao Cup final, after the finals, you could see that Chelsea fans were like, no, it was not right to pull out Mendy for the penalty shootout. That Mendy had a fantastic match, and his confidence that dragged him down to the penalty shootout and made 1 or 2 saves.
But there's something he said. He said something about the fact that the same luck that wasn't on Liverpool's side, the Champions League was not on their side. 2 back-to-back times when they lost to Liverpool in the FA Cup. That sounds like excuse to me.
It's an excuse because they didn't play. If you see,
it's not.
Okay,
look at the penalty kickouts. For example, there was a time that they lost, and everybody were like, Chelsea is going to like win this penalty. We are going to win the final.
Okay. According to pundits, Liverpool the best team in Champions League. And I saw a tweet where somebody said, the winner of Champions League, you're not the best team in the Champions League. If you see the FA Cup final, Liverpool played and you could say yes, they deserved it. Same thing with the Carabao. But you can argue and say, okay, Madrid, yes, Madrid fans will come out and tell you, okay, we beat City, we beat PSG, we beat Chelsea on the road to the final. But those matches were a close call. It was just a one team who played fantastic football and did not take their chances.
At the end of the day, what counts? Playing beautiful football.
Yes, what counts is the results. Yes, in football is the results that count.
Yes.
But when you see effort and you see hard work and you see a team playing the way they play, and I think at some point in time, I think in Champions League finals is just a good example of what football is. That's why it's a fantastic sport.
Well, I'll ask you pointedly, is there a trophy for effort?
There's no trophy for effort, but that's why I say football is a fantastic sport. There's no reward effort. It's just that's why it's the beautiful game.
Absolutely.
But from what I can see, the Liverpool, we played our game.
I think that's it. For example, now look at the top 10 players, like FIFA 11. You see that most of them are Liverpool players. And that means that they really try.
It looks like you're more proud of Liverpool than Chelsea, as a fan that you are.
It's not that I'm proud of Liverpool than Chelsea, but we just have to state the facts.
He knows Liverpool was better than Chelsea. Yes.
Obvious. I don't need to argue about that.
He doesn't have, because the truth is,
I don't need to argue about that. I don't need to argue
about
that. I'm a Chelsea fan. I love my team, and I know that we really tried.
In less than 15 minutes to the show, you consider defeat.
No,
there's no fact.
You consider defeat.
I've not considered, but I don't need, because I want to bounce. I should not state the truth.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Actually,
okay.
the truth is there's
everybody
no
can see what
fact
Liverpool did.
to bounce on or to stake your claim on to say, okay, Chelsea the better team this season. There's a league table that shows you very well that how close the distance between Man City and Liverpool, and then the distance between Liverpool and Chelsea.
I think it's
just
their time.
It's not about time. No, it's not.
It's just their time.
Apart from, I will clearly state that in the past 3 to 4 seasons, Chelsea have not been under Liverpool. Forget the fact that they've gone on to win the Champions League, and which everybody knew that it was Man City's finals to lose.
Absolutely.
They actually played good football, and then they lost. Was typical, the same way Liverpool lost the final to Real Madrid. But I wouldn't say Chelsea has anything to stand on to say, okay, yes, we are the better team than Liverpool. Even football facts and everything aside, So I don't see, even in the season where, okay, yes, Liverpool had injury, last season where Liverpool had injury problems, and then we had to do makeshift centre back,
Fabinho and all of that.
We still finished ahead of Chelsea. Chelsea struggled for top four.
That's a point. You know, he has a valid point. You know, I mean, last like he said, Liverpool struggled for form. You know, poor from injuries as well, but they still managed to, you know, push City to the very limit. You know, of course, unfortunately, they didn't win the title, but of course, they pushed City to the limit. But look at Chelsea. With bulk of your squad, they spent £97.5 million getting the striker who has not even scored up to 20 goals for them this season. Is that not a failure?
I cannot say it's a failure. Last season, at least we were able to collect Champions League, and that's something that you can hold on to. It's part of the history.
So Liverpool has 2. Liverpool has 6. Chelsea has how many? 3, 2, 2.
And when was the last time we collected? Okay, 3 seasons ago.
There's no point to stand on the circuit.
He's literally shooting himself in the foot every single time. All right, guys, let's talk about something else away from the old banter and all of that. I'll ask you pointedly. I'll start with you. You know, Chris, where do you see Liverpool next season?
Well, first of all, I believe the squad need to go into the transfer market and then recruit good young players.
So we'll talk about recruitment in a minute or two. So, talking about trophies, position,
well,
and achievements for next season. Where do you see Liverpool?
I feel on all 4 fronts, you're going to go and then compete on all 4 fronts, because you see the team is built with the energy, the hard work, the fight to compete. It's not just a team that was, okay, we are going to let go of some trophies and compete for some. No, we are going for the league, going for the Champions League again, and going for the FA Cup and the Carabao. It's just the club spirit, competing on all fronts.
Now let's talk about, you know, some key players for your team. Sadio Mane is set to leave the club. Now, how much of a miss would that be for Liverpool?
Well, particularly to the team, if you look at Liverpool, you can see the stats that, yes, you see Mo Salah topping the golden boot, getting the goals and the assists. But if you look at Liverpool as a team, as a unit, you play as a team. So if he's leaving, I believe there will be a fantastic replacement for him.
As good as Sadio Mane?
It may not just be as good as Sadio Mane. Wasn't at this level before he came to Liverpool. When he came to Liverpool, Klopp made him. Let me use the word. Klopp made him. Took him from where he was at Southampton, brought him to the team, and then made him a world-class footballer. So I believe there are other players out there who will just come in and have the same fighting spirit, because that's what Liverpool is built about.
Absolutely.
Fighting spirit. And then, like what they said in the final, they said the final was against the comeback king, against the mentality monsters.
Yeah.
So I believe any player coming in, you can see the way Luis Diaz came into the team and then has that mentality, the fighting spirit. So it's just for you to come in and have that same mentality, believe in yourself that you can play football.
Right,
and I believe we will not miss Sadio Mane that much.
All right, so you can always get to be a part of the show. The numbers have not changed. They remain 0702 558 0019. Call us up and I'll take your call live in the studio. Tijani, he said a lot about his Liverpool team. So much confidence, you know, from, you know, Chris's perspective. So much energy, so much mentality, like the mentality monsters. But you know, you seem a little calm, a little sober. So I'll ask you, where do you see Chelsea next season?
Actually, you know that this season, just concluded season, we had some issue with the UK government.
Yeah,
and
it's been settled.
Todd
Ball is the new owner.
Now that everything has been settled, I think we are going to go all out to get. Even I think Todd Ball has even allocated a very huge amount of money for our coach to get players. So sitting with what Todd Belly said, he said we are going to build a team that every other team will be afraid to play against.
That was what Thomas Tuchel said when he came in.
That's what.
But people were not afraid to play against.
So that's what I'm holding on to, and
that's what every owner who just attend the club wants to tell the fans. I believe the Glazers at some point told Man United the same thing, but now you see the fans are protesting every match day for the Glazers to leave. I don't think Chelsea will ever build a team that will compete with Liverpool.
Tijani.
I don't see it.
That's his opinion, and he has right to his opinion.
Really?
So, yeah. To me, I think stating, for example, now there is no tension. There's nothing to worry about. There is money, and there is this. Our coach is sagacious. He knows how to get players.
In other words, the coach gets sense.
He gets sense. That's what I mean. So let's just wait and see what he's going to do. And I really believe in him, because I see what he has been doing, and I know that he's going to put in more.
From what I can say, is they had Roman Abramovich, one of the best club owners in. If I'm going to be sincere,
absolutely,
and who is willing to spend just to see the club excel. and then after winning the Champions League, which was not actually convincing in my opinion, because I saw it as just Man City losing the finals, not just as Chelsea winning. But and then they went to the transfer window, they got players, they spent a whole lot of money on Lukaku and rest.
Of course.
And then you finishing third, almost finish, if not that the top 4 race was just open. Like Man United giving it away, Arsenal giving it away, and then Chelsea would have finished 5th.
But he has a point. He has a very valid point.
I would say that it's due to all the issues that we have, like, mentality.
Really?
Yeah. It's just about the mentality. The fact that we are not able to like convert some chances. And for example, now he said Roman Abramovich is one of the best owner in history, and we know that we are going to miss him. But what I'm actually targeting now is that this new owner is going to like try to prove himself. And he's going to fund us and give us a lot of money, and I can capitalize on that because we are going to like get.
Well, it's not just about you're banking on what he has said, and from what I can tell you, these are businessmen that want to tell you anything for peace to reign.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
he did not say it alone. He has put 200 million pounds on ground. There's 200 million pounds for our coach.
It doesn't.
So the question would be, how consistent would he be spending that much amount of money for Chelsea?
I think it depends on what our coach do with the money that.
Do you trust your coach?
I trust him very well. I trust him.
But
for example, now look at when what's the name of their coach? Judging club.
Yeah.
When the guy came to Liverpool, they gave him chance to prove himself. I think our coach too should be given chance. I think it's just going to be start season. So if they can
does he have anything to prove anymore?
Yeah.
He's won the Champions League.
Yes. There are a lot of things. We can. For example, now look at Real Madrid. They won Champions League 3 times consecutively, and now they won it again. So there's nothing bad in winning trophies consistently.
So Tuchel will win the Champions League 3 times in a row.
If they gave him the chance, I know
who would give Chelsea a chance to win the Champions League?
That's what I'm saying. Even in the Premier League, transfer window, they go into the transfer window, they spend 300 million, 400 million. I don't think they will have a team that will compete with the likes of Liverpool and Man City. He's giving an excuse that they're not the only club that is going to spend money. But you're talking about your team here going to spend 200 million, and you can't build a team. And I'm telling you that no matter what, you won't build a team that will compete with the likes of Liverpool and Man City. I don't believe Man United has a better chance than Chelsea.
That's your opinion. For example, now look, he said we cannot build a team that will face them. We've been facing them, and we've been doing a lot. For example, for us to like make it to 2 finals, losing to them.
You lost the finals.
But the fact that we are able to like forge ahead to that point, that means that we are up to something.
Really?
Yeah, we are up to something. And
you just said something. You were like the off the field issues was your problem, but that's not what determines football.
No, it happens.
You had 2 finals, and I can clearly state right now that both finals you were the second best team in that final. There was no final that I can come out and say, "Oh, Chelsea played fantastically," where they just lost the final based on. But now you see somebody.
If you look at both finals that we play with them, you will know that that's what we can call final, because all the teams tried. All the team, there are a lot of chances created by both teams. There are a lot of chances lost by both teams.
There's this adage that says,
for example, now if they say okay, they are the best, they should have beaten us without reaching the penalty.
It's a game of football, my friend.
Here's my point, guys. There's adage that says, once beaten, twice shy. I mean, losing 2 times to the same team, it shows failure.
Liverpool also lost to Real Madrid 2 times. First final, they lost to them. This is the second final, they lost to them. So it can happen to anybody.
We're talking about losing twice in the same season, back to back.
It doesn't mean.
It doesn't mean.
It doesn't mean. At least they lost two times to Madrid.
I lost to Real Madrid.
I lost to Real Madrid. Can you compare
18,
Champions League final to any other final?
I lost to Real Madrid.
That's something that they should do.
A team that right now has 14 Champions League titles, 14 European trophies. It is. I'm proud to say I lost to Real Madrid. If it was a team like Chelsea, okay, it will be. You feel bad. I don't see Liverpool players coming at morning and say, okay, we all know that we lost to Real Madrid. So it's not a big deal.
The effort that we put in that kind of final, and with the effort that we put to that kind of final, losing to Liverpool is something to be proud about, because everybody knows that Liverpool. Every season there's superstar for every season. There's super team for every season. So this season now,
my friend,
I
played Real Madrid in the Champions League final.
This season now,
I restricted Real Madrid to just 3 attempts and 1 shot on target.
This season now,
I'm proud to say it. I lost to Real Madrid with such kind of stats.
Can I talk? Everybody knows that this season Premier League, Liverpool, they are the superstar. If not because
well, how would you say that? Manchester City
they are
won
the
the Premier League
superstar.
title.
Manchester City
With
were
just 1 point. With just 1 point.
Well, they won. They won.
They won. But if to say they did not do that, they did do mistake and lose some chances, they would have forged ahead more than that. The points would have been better than that. But Liverpool, they came with a lot of forces and they were able to beat them. So everybody know that this season, Liverpool, they are the super team. So losing against them.
When will Chelsea? Do you see Chelsea be the super team next season?
I know. I've told you earlier.
That they'll be the super team next season.
Exactly.
I don't see it happening.
It's your opinion, and he has right to his opinion. So I'm a Chelsea fan.
But he says he don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening because Man City, first of all, I know the hard work it took to first of all get back on a par with them to make it a 1 point gap.
Of course.
And then I know the energy.
I remember
and the hard
at some
work
point
and
it was
everything.
10 points.
At some point it was 12, it was 14.
14
Even
points.
though you had some outstanding matches, but it was 14. It was there. And any team would see it and be like, okay, there's no way back.
No chance.
Even though we win our 2 matches, we still have they still a huge point.
Yeah.
And we crowd it back to just 1. And then you see that both teams are not ready to give it up. I don't see how Chelsea is going to come. I don't believe they'll be more terrible this season. I believe they'll be terrible this season.
Why? What's your point?
Okay, as a Chelsea fan, you've seen that with your coaches there's the point in time where the 3rd year syndrome always comes in, and then the coach is under a lot of pressure. I said it last season when after the Champions League victory, and then some Chelsea fans were at my ear telling me we are going for the league. In October, I told them they were top of the league.
Yeah.
In October.
In October,
I told Chelsea fans, I told them, see, you calm down because your team is a team that will succumb under pressure. Excluding the off the field, before the whole Abramovich issue with the UK government, they were already under a lot of pressure. They were taught before the whole saga started. So I think they'll go down because right now Tuchel is going to fold under the pressure of the Premier League. That's what it does to you. When teams come to you and they figure out, okay, yes, you're a defensive team, we can go out and play. Just like what Brentford did, and they got a fantastic result against Chelsea.
Scored 4 goals.
They scored 4 goals against Chelsea. So when the team figure you out like that, it's a problem. That's why you see people say, okay, club football, Guardiola football is different. Why? Because there's a little tweak to it. At some point in time, you see that club comes out to play possession-based football. At some point in time, he relinquishes the possession to you, and then he counter-attacks you. But Chelsea, they just based it on defensive performance, and that defensive performance cost them in the season. And that's why you see them. At the point that they were almost struggling for top 4. I don't see it. I think this season they'll be worse. Because now I'm hearing news that most of their players are leaving, most of their defenders are leaving, and then you say 200 million to build a defense. I don't see it happening. They are going to shrink this season.
All right. Okay, guys.
There are a lot of players that we're already working on getting.
Let's move on.
We have money.
Really, 200 million is money.
They can add more.
Okay. So I'll ask you after Liverpool season, of course, we talked about Liverpool season, the Champions League, the Premier League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. Who do you think was Liverpool's best player last season?
I would say
Mohamed Salah. Give me reasons.
He was there, even though after the AFCON, I believe it was just the final jinx, and then losing the final was not easy on him. But you could see statistically, he was there. He turned up. People say that sometimes he ghosted in the finals, but he came up to prove his worth. So I believe he's the one. He's the leader in the team. You could see how, even though he wasn't fully fit, they had to bring it back. We had to hire a physio to come and so I believe he's the best player actually. Even the club fans we know, the players themselves they know. And I believe he's been the one that has restricted the shine from Sadio Mane. I believe it's the pressure that still wants Mane to go, because Mane kept up at some point in time, but Mo Salah just proved to him, bro, I'm better than you in all ways.
Stuff. All right, so Tijani, before we talk about Chelsea's best player, who do you think was Liverpool's best player last season? You didn't watch Liverpool's games?
I think it's Mo Salah.
Mo Salah.
Yeah.
So who was Chelsea's best player last season?
They all but I'll give it to Kovacic.
Mateo Kovacic.
Yeah.
Give me reasons.
Because look at what the guy is doing in the midfield. He was like dribbling, defending, and creating chances for the player. Creating chances look at all our goals. When the guy is on the pitch, there is no goal that the guy will not have an impact in it. And despite the fact that we missed the like of Kante. Kante used to be like one of our best, but Kante had some issue last season. But Kovacic was able to come in, and anytime the guy is not on the pitch, we always miss him. So personally, I would give it to Kovacic.
Right, Theo, Chelsea's best player.
I would say Antonio Rudiger.
Yeah, really good. I think I agree with you on that one.
I'll give it to him because
Yeah, he was good.
He was fantastic. He was there. He actually killed the whole point that people said it's Thiago Silva that's covering him. He proved his words that even when you pair him with any of the centre back, he was always there, and you could see his presence. And I don't think there's any attacker in the Premier League who beat him 1v1 in this season. So I believe I'll give it to Antonio Rudiger for his defensive performance.
Now, there's something about football. Most pundits say that if a team has too many flops, it means the team was not good in the season. So I'll ask you, who was Liverpool's worst player, and how many bad players did Liverpool have last season?
Liverpool's bad player. I don't think competing on all four fronts and getting to 3 finals is easy to single out one person.
Now, who was the worst of the season?
I would say the worst of the season for Liverpool should be. It's not easy though, but because I've seen matches where this player has turned up.
Yeah.
But I'll say Jota.
Diego Jota.
Yes, I'll give it to
this season.
Jota. Yes, I'll give it to him.
Worst player of the season for Liverpool.
I would give it to him because he at the beginning of the season he turned up, but then I think he had an injury, and then coming back he struggled to even get back into the team. Which Liverpool needed at that point in time to fight. We needed somebody coming off the bench to get the goals, which he's usually used to. I think what he's usually used to doing. I think he had a goal drought, 7 matches he didn't score even after coming back. So I'll give it to him because for a team like Liverpool with such performance and such standard, you need to perform. And at the point in time, he gave in to Firmino coming back into the team, which a player that you had already eradicated from the first team, coming back, and then Klopp had to even started giving Firmino the chance. So I'll give it to Jota.
So for you, Tijani, who do you think was Chelsea's worst player of the season? And how many worst players of the season did Chelsea have?
I think our worst player of the season will be our forward, Lukaku. Because look at the amount of money that we spend on him. We expect much from the guy. We'll see what happened. And the fact that he has already lost faith in playing for Chelsea. There was a time he was having issue with the management that I want to go back to Inter Milan. And to whom much is given, much is actually expected. So me personally as a fan, I did not expect that kind of thing because he was a Chelsea fan already, and we Chelsea
a former Chelsea player as well.
So we really place high hope on him. But see, Chris, this mentality issue, that's what happened.
Do you think Romelu Lukaku was the only worst player at Chelsea last season?
No, I don't think so. I think he was among though because and the reason I put him is because of the money they spent. And then he's coming back from Inter after winning the Serie A title, and then everybody expected he's going to come in and boss the league. I believe he's among the likes of Pulisic, Ziyech, who didn't turn up, and then
so give me a list of worst players for Chelsea last season.
Okay, to me, I in my opinion, I think Lukaku, the likes of Pulisic, Ziyech, and Sarr, the defender.
What's his name?
Ismail Assar, the defender. I think those are those are the 4 players I believe were the worst players for Chelsea, because when they're on the pitch, it's like when there's a whole lot of hype against your name, what this person is going to come, and then when they come up, they just drop a below average performance, and then so I believe it was down for those 4 players.
Ziyech, Pulisic, Malangsa.
We actually had a rough season. It's obvious, but to me personally, I would just say Lukaku.
What do you tell us a rough season? Your team were in 2 cup finals. A rough season.
We still didn't the fact that we are in 2. Though I appreciate the fact that we are in 2 finals, but at least we should be able to do more than that.
Really,
those teams that are collecting finals, they don't have to.
What made Chelsea didn't get any trophy this season? From the Carabao Cup to the FA Cup to the Premier League to the Champions League. What was the problem?
Our players, the mentality and everything.
They're not just good enough. It's not just the players, because I hate.
He's actually very sober. He knows deep down.
He knows that they're not good enough.
Tijani, deep down that Chelsea were bad this season.
But they try. No, actually, there are some things that choose, but at least because of your love for them, and you just have to state the facts.
All right. Well, you can always be a part of the show. The numbers will be scrolling all through the page. So go there. We're also streaming live on Facebook as well. And let's take the number 0702-558-0019. Just call us up and join in the conversation as we continue to talk about Chelsea and Liverpool this season. Well, Chris, I'll ask you, what was your best Liverpool moment last season?
I have a lot, but I would say the comeback against Villarreal.
The comeback against Villarreal.
Yes.
Yeah. Tijani, best Chelsea moment.
Chelsea actually.
Chelsea had no best moment.
No. They actually for my hand, but I think me personally, I like the fact that we were able to like play very well against Real Madrid at our second leg, because it's obvious that we tried. Like,
but you lost.
We did not lose. We beat them, but compared to the others and everything.
Your team were disqualified from the competition.
But I like the fact, compared to the hype and what everybody's expecting. Look at the gap, look at everything. We're able to like at least make it to that point.
But
so I love it.
Chris,
I love that.
Chelsea were leading in the first leg. All they had to do was maintain possession, try to play a goalless draw.
We did not lead in the first leg, like first half. You can say in the first half.
The first leg.
At the second leg.
And the first half of the second leg. Even up to 70 minutes. All they needed to do was just calm down. But they lost at the end of the day. It started with the best moment. Should that be a best moment for any football fan?
No, not at all.
Me personally, I told you, me personally.
Why should that be? Why should that be?
I just like the way we played and everything. For example, now there has been a lot of banters, a lot of expectation from everywhere. Like they are going to like beat us hands down, and we are not going to like perform anything.
The thing is, I don't see how you pick such a moment as your best.
Exactly, that's my point.
In my opinion, you had Madrid, you had them for the kill. You just gave it up and then you lost. So I don't see how that's a good moment. Any fan, I wouldn't pick such, because if Villarreal had gone on to come back and then win Liverpool, it wouldn't be. Even though we come back and then if Villarreal had qualified, let me use the word. It wouldn't be. I wouldn't be proud of the what we played just in one leg, because it was a both leg match.
Absolutely. Me personally, the way me I assess when I watch match, I believe in something like, even when my teams are losing, that's what we call utility. Like you just satisfied with the way the guys are. Like
so you don't care about Chelsea winning trophies. Just play well.
I care about it.
But you don't sound like it.
I care about it, but there are some things that when you watch football, even when you know that okay, this guy they are not doing, you should be able to appreciate them. At least they're able to like pull up. Look at other team, they'll beat them hands down, and there'll be nothing to like to come out with. You got that?
All right, Chris, what's Liverpool moment of the season?
Champions League finals.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be. Obviously, Tijani, what's Chelsea moment of the season?
I don't even know.
Why you?
Too numerous to mention.
What's that means your team had too many worst moments.
The second final against Liverpool, that one really pained me.
The second final, like compared to the first final.
The fact that there was a time when Liverpool player lose one penalty, so I was actually happy that wow, we are taking this.
And then all of a sudden,
I was actually down. I was so down that day, like. I just ate because I need to eat. I was unhappy.
In all your happiness, please.
You have to eat.
You have to eat. Thank you very much. All right, so guys, Chris, your signing of the season for Liverpool, Luis Diaz.
Yes, definitely. I don't see anybody that.
But Ibrahima Konate, man has been good.
Yes, he was good, but I believe he gave Matip a run, but Matip was just overall to me. Matip was better. Might have a better season, so definitely Luis Diaz. Even though he had issues in the Champions League final, but he turned up. The way he adapted, just coming in January, and everybody was just expecting, okay, fine, this one he was going to come in as a squad player at least till this next season. But he turned up and
straight into the starting lineup,
and he has been performing. I cannot count more than, apart from Champions League final, I don't think he had another bad performance.
Overall bad game.
So I believe.
Tijani, Chelsea had just one signing, Romelu Lukaku. Is he your signing of the season?
Don't ask me that. Why now?
Really? No, I'm just asking.
Let's just leave that one.
Alright, so let's listen to let's leave that one.
Personally.
No, I'm not the Chelsea fan. I'm the umpire here.
Are you happy with it?
I'm the umpire here. So I'm just asking.
Just leave that guy.
I feel your pain, bro. I feel your pain. Alright, so let's move on right now. The transfer window is open officially. So players are set to move, from clubs left, right, center. So I'll ask you, Chris, which position do you think Liverpool should strengthen heading into the new season?
I believe midfield. the midfield, especially in the defensive midfield and the central midfield, and then right back, and then with Mane leaving, I believe Liverpool should get a centre forward.
So give me names for those positions. For the midfield, first up.
Okay, for the midfield, I think Liverpool should go on. Okay, Liverpool were trying to get this Tchouaméni guy, but I believe Real Madrid are ahead. So I don't see a reason why Liverpool can't go head to head with United for De Jong. Frankie De Jong, yes, I believe he will bring.
You think he's a Liverpool kind of player?
Yes. Why I believe? Because yes, there's a Fabinho who will definitely block.
Cover up.
So I believe with his creativity and then with the fact that he can go box to box as well.
Absolutely.
And he's a very creative defensive midfielder as well. So I believe Frankie De Jong as a midfielder will not be a bad sign at all for Liverpool.
For Mane's replacement, who would you suggest?
Mane's replacement, I think we should go out for an all-out centre forward.
Centre forward?
Yes, a centre forward, because we have Luis Diaz and then with Mo Salah, though he wants to leave, but we don't know yet. That which you can go for a centre forward. I believe this Nunes from
Benfica.
Nunes will be good, very good, because he would bring in another diversion to the game. He would change the Liverpool football, because he's good with the foot and he's also good aerially. Right. So he would bring in much more to Liverpool's game than we are used to.
All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So Tijani, before I come to you to talk about the positions Liverpool, should Chelsea rather should strengthen. Let's take a short break. Of course, we're also live on Facebook at spectrumtv.ng. Go there, drop a comment, and I'll take them in the course of the show. We'll also have a phone line open as well. You can put a call across to us, and we'll take your call in the course of the show. 0702 558 001. Now, let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll then continue with the show. Stick around, we'll be right back.
It's another fantastically work. Oh, Salah running through the middle. It calls for Firmino. It's 3-0.
And we can say it is corner now.
Salah with a chance.
The cross.
Wonderful feet. Brilliant play. Here he goes. Check
again.
What a goal! Oh my word!
Leo Dubois.
Williams moves away from Danny Rose. He gets the ball in. And there is the hat-trick. Second hat-trick for Liverpool to Bobby Firmino.
Dia in for Hurtado.
Still going right. Oh, it's running into the deflection of Liverpool leads. Firmino made the run, almost worked his way through. There's the shot. What a goal! What a hit! Naby Keita.
It is corner now. The cross.
Salah scores. Coolest man in the place.
Straight back in. Oh, it's a goal!
He's played Naby Keita in here, and Liverpool do take their early chance.
Well, I have to say that this
Alexander Arnold, and it's too easy.
he played the simple ball. Dia in for
Naby Keita, Salah. He keeps on going. Liverpool keep.
Welcome back to the show. It's still Battle of the Fans live on Spectrum TV. My name is Isaac. You can always call me Marizon. Of course, we're talking about post-season reactions of football fans for their respective clubs. I've got a Chelsea fan and a Liverpool fan. Of course, Tijani, a Chelsea fan, and Chris, a very equivocal talking Liverpool fan. He loves to talk, and he's been talking since. And we've had conversation so far, but we'll continue with conversation. By the way, we're streaming live on Facebook at spectrumtv.ng. Go there, drop a comment, and we'll take them in the course of the show. We also have our phone lines open, 0702 558 001, and it can also be a part of the conversation. Well, we left off at Tijani. So tell us, which positions do you think would you want Chelsea to strengthen in the new season?
First and foremost, we need a replacement for Rudiger.
Rudiger, yeah?
There's
Jules Koundé, in the horizon. There's been talks to bring the man for £50 million. What do you make of Jules Koundé? Please.
I think he should be able to come if they're able to train him well, and he's able to work with the other team members.
Yes.
So he'll be able to do something, I think.
So apart from
then our forward, everybody knows that, even everybody in England knows that we need a very good.
Everybody in the world, the whole world knows that
we need
Chelsea need a striker.
A very good striker, someone that will be able to convert chances, someone that will be able to even create chances for himself. And then we need wingers, someone that we can rely on.
Chelsea still need wingers.
Yeah.
I mean, they have Hakim Ziyech, Christian Pulisic, Timo Werner has been converted to a winger, Callum Hudson-Odoi.
we need
That's four
we
wingers.
need someone that will be able to like challenge them so that they will know that they really need to put in more work into the team. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because maybe say when you don't have someone to compete with, you feel relaxed. So we need someone that can challenge them, someone that we can really rely on. That this person will be able to like create chances for our forward, and we need a forward that will be able to like convert those chances.
All right.
to
So,
goals.
Chris, which players would you love to see on a Liverpool shirt next season?
Like I said earlier, I would say Darwin Núñez, and then
Darwin Núñez.
Frankie De Jong. Who else? I would take Anthony from Ajax.
Yeah, that's
yes.
fantastic.
I'll take him
winger.
as an understudy to Salah in case he wants to leave.
Yeah, Salah has said he might leave at the end of next season.
Yeah, so I will take him to come in and then be in the team, just be in the environment, know how it works, know what it feels like to be a Liverpool
So
player.
you'd want Anthony to leave Ajax first team and come and sit on the bench at Liverpool?
He wouldn't necessarily be a bench player, but at least give Mo Salah a run for the money. If he believes he can break into the first team, he can. Because that's what Liverpool is all about.
Like Jota did with Firmino.
Like Jota did with Firmino, yes. He can come in and then give Salah a run for the money. And then that's what differentiates a normal player from a world-class player. You can't just stay in Ajax, playing first team football, where Liverpool is coming in for you to come in and then give Mo Salah a run for the money and then you become world-class. That's how the likes of Neymar started. Just going to a big team and then going there. Liverpool.
So Tijani, which players would you love to see in the Chelsea shirt next season?
Conde, like you said.
Yeah.
And again, I think there is least talk about we bringing Dembele.
Ousmane Dembele. You would love to see Dembele in the Chelsea shirt?
I think, be able to do something.
Chris, Dembele, injury-prone player in Spain. I mean, with the intensity of the Premier League, you think he can survive?
I don't know why he would want Dembele. I don't know. Maybe because
the fact that
an injury-prone player for your team, for a struggling team, because I use Chelsea as a struggling team. An injury-prone player for a struggling Chelsea team, where the likes of Ziyech and Pulisic, who was also injury-prone, Dortmund came in and then had the same side. I don't think a fan should want Dembele for their team right now. Even Barcelona don't want Dembele right now. They're looking for how to ship him off, how to let go of his wages and everything. So him asking for Dembele shows you he doesn't even believe in his team right now.
Tijani, Chris has finished you. It's your calmness for me. It's your calmness for me.
He knows the truth.
The team are already even talking about it, and our new owner saying that there is this money that.
Do you think Dembele will be a good signing for Chelsea?
For example, now they know what they see in him. I mean, personally, I like his style of play. The only problem he has is the injury.
Will he be available?
But aside that, I think he'll be able to like perform very well.
Really?
Yeah. Able to perform very well.
I don't see
aside the injury, I think we'll be able to. For example, now, and the fact that he's having injury there does not mean that when it comes to look at Eden Hazard in Chelsea. Eden Hazard hardly has injury when he was in Chelsea. Look at him in Madrid. So what's that?
So Dembele might be struggling with injuries at Spain, come to England and not struggle with injuries.
Yeah, if you do something good.
Well, I think the intensity of the league will override him. He'll go back to
Tijani, he'll be swept away. Washed away.
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Alright, so still talking transfers, guys. Which player do you think Liverpool should sell next season? Let go. Liverpool might not have
let go. Yeah, I think we should let go the likes of Firmino.
Firmino should go.
Yes, I think he should go.
Really?
He's over 30 now. He's 31. He should go. The likes of Firmino should go. I believe if Mane Salah is not going to sign a contract this transfer window, I believe we should get some money. At least even if it's 20 million for him, it will be a good deal.
He will sign for 30.
Yes, if we get 20, 30 for him right now, I believe a team would come in and want to pay 40, 50. If we should put
a 31 for Firmino.
For Salah, I'm talking about Salah now.
Okay,
I think we should let him go if he's not going to sign a new deal right now. I believe we should let him
go. So he doesn't go on the free.
He doesn't go on the free, and then we'll end up losing on both sides. So I believe he should go so that we can move on. Like that's why we see. I like the way Liverpool is taking the money news. We are moving on. Another player I think we should let go is Milner.
James Milner.
Yes,
but that man is Mr. Utility for Liverpool. He's everywhere.
Yes,
except for the goalkeeping position.
Yes, it's aging, the age factor. Then I believe Matip should go as well.
Joe Matip.
Yes. he should go as well because of the age factor. Because now you see the new breed of footballers. I want there to be a new breed of footballers in Liverpool. So understand, because now if Van Dijk should go again, if you notice, if Van Dijk should go again, we'll have the same problem we faced last 2 seasons. So if Matip is leaving, they are obviously going to get a replacement for him. But though he had a fantastic season and he played good football, but I believe he should go because of the age factor.
Who would you want to replace Matip?
I would
Liverpool.
take Koundé.
Jules Koundé.
Yes, I'll take him.
Hijack Koundé from Chelsea.
Yes, because
take him to Liverpool.
he would want to come to Liverpool. Liverpool is a definite. You're going to compete. You're going to. I'm going to assure you of trophies. You're going to win.
You just be sitting down in Chelsea, not competing against anything.
No, when I mean compete, I'm not just saying you go there to play. Everybody's going to play football. But when I mean compete, is when you have a chance to win the trophy. When you are going to play for the win, actively competing for the win, not just going to compete or finishing top 4 and then celebrating the season that you've tried.
Tijani.
So
this is a dig at you directly, you know. So that's actually very sad. But away from that, Tijani, which players would you want Chelsea to sell next season? I know you have like 10 players, so tell me 10 of them.
I think we should just do away with our forward right now,
Lukaku,
and then we should get someone that can actually.
Let's talk about the ones that will go first. Lukaku,
his mind is not even in Chelsea at the moment. Like maybe it's just disguising that he likes Chelsea, but I think we want to go back to.
He's just disguising that he likes Chelsea.
Yeah, his mind is there already, and the other teams bidding for him, the likes of what's the name of this team?
Inter Milan, no, Tottenham.
No, this team in Germany.
Bayern Munich.
So those are teams that I would like.
Apart from Lukaku, who else should Chelsea let go?
Lukaku, I think if you can see like a better bid for the likes of Pulisic and
Pulisic should go to.
Pulisic and
Chris, looks like you agree.
Pulisic and what's his name?
Before
if you can see a better bid for them, so that I'll be able to like
initially
take the money I used to like get.
Initially, I added him to my Chelsea flop of the season, so I believe he should go. He hasn't lived up to the expectation that everybody expected from him. Injuries, and then even when he got the chance to play, it was just
we need someone
low par for me.
We just need someone that will be able to like fill in the gap and do something well for the team. So
all right, so pointedly, guys, before we begin to take calls and take comments on Facebook, between Liverpool and Chelsea, this is time for the banter. Between Liverpool and Chelsea, who had the worst season?
Chelsea, obviously, on all fronts. Like there's no banter. If I want to actually banter and go deep, I'll have so many points to use against him. But so Chelsea obviously had a poor season for European champions, the defending European champions. It's woeful. Like on all fronts, the best thing they have to say is top 4, because going to finals with Liverpool and then you've taken a claim that you dragged the game to penalties where your keeper made safe to keep you in the game throughout. I don't think they have anything to say. You understand?
Like I said earlier, we had a very rough season and we are going to like come back.
So let me add something. Their season is so bad that the fans have even forgotten that they won the Club World Cup. It's so bad that you see how bad it is.
You remember that Chelsea?
You see how bad it is. It's not. They are never using it as a bragging right, because they know it is nothing. They know after the Club World Cup in January, it was just down from there. They
also won the Super Cup as well.
The Super Cup is nothing to me. It was just the post Champions League and then being defending champion, the happiness, the excitement, the confidence it gives you, and that's what took them to. But after then, they knew they're not a good team.
All in all, we had a rough season, and that's obvious. But
compared to Liverpool, Chelsea had the worst season compared to Liverpool.
Liverpool are the superstar for England, so there's no.
You have officially considered defeat, right?
Not really.
What do you mean by
there's nothing for you to say?
I'm not considering defeat, but I'm just like the fact that we want to banter does not mean that we should not speak the truth. So that's
really?
just it. Yeah.
So what is the truth? What do you classify as the truth?
The fact that Liverpool, they really tried this season and they had a very good season. They won trophies and they made it to UEFA Champions League final. It's something to be proud about as a team, and I think that's one of the things that every team also look up to, that my team should be able to like achieve this kind of feat, and it's happened.
Chris, next season is coming. You know, do you think that Chelsea would be able to come close to anything?
Like I said earlier,
of course, if we say no, and that's his opinion. But
No, it's not. I would say no, and then I'll have
everything on ground now. With everything on ground, and for example, now we saw the way this season went, and I know the team, the coach, and everybody they want to learn from our past mistakes.
So Chelsea will be close to Liverpool next season.
Even I think we
not
will even be the
I
one
said
to
it
collect.
earlier. I think it was one of the first statements I said in the beginning of the show. Because
Wait, you said Chelsea will do what?
We contest for Champions League and Premier League, and I think we are going to come on with either of the two. You see,
I don't see it happening, and I will say it. I'll keep on saying it. I said it in the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Even if they go on to spend 200, 300, 400 million in that squad, there's no way they are going to be up to Liverpool.
For example,
I see them sinking further this season.
Liverpool now. I know they will have a problem. For example, Mane is going.
Sadio Mane,
and it is not even sure that this guy will stay. Salah. And anytime these two players are not on the field,
see, let me tell you something. That's where you're having a very wrong evaluation of Liverpool. Because if you look at the Liverpool team, for the likes of Luis Diaz to come in from FC Porto and then play football the way he's playing, and you can see the way he has come into the team.
And who is feeding the guy?
For Diego Jota.
Who is feeding him?
Mane and the other players. And if Mane is no longer there now,
he still plays good football.
You really have problem.
The truth is, you're saying with the likes of Mane.
Look at Liverpool now. Look at Liverpool now.
Okay. I'll ask you a question.
Who did they beat that?
Let me ask you a question. Where was Sadio Mane before Liverpool?
Sadio Mane was
Southampton, right?
Yeah.
And can you compare the Sadio Mane Southampton to the Sadio Mane you have now?
Of course, when you go to a better team, you have to develop yourself.
But you can't compare. You've seen players shift rank from
what I'm actually trying to say.
Liverpool, and they have not performed.
What I'm actually
so I don't see.
Calm down.
I'll tell you something now. Let me tell you something. Liverpool we play good team football. It's a team. It's a unit. It's a pack. You can't just say because one person is leaving and then there's nobody that will come in to replace it.
They play team football, right? But there are some key players that they put their team on. And if those players are not on the pitch,
okay. Let me tell you something. We saw Mane and Salah leave for AFCON.
Yeah.
And even as at then, before AFCON, City had a 14-point distance between Liverpool and Chelsea. Check in February, it was just 8 points.
It affects them.
Yes, definitely. Everybody will.
So that's what I'm saying. What I'm not trying to say is that if this player is no longer in Liverpool and Salah is not even, there is no possibility of Salah waiting in Liverpool, the guy might go. They also have a problem this coming season, and that's where Chelsea comes in.
And that's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you now that for a team like Liverpool, you agree with me. For a team like Liverpool, it would take for the whole ship sinking, not just one player leaving, for Liverpool to crumble. Because when you look at the way we play football, we play good team football. I think there was a statistic that shows that you could see the statistics that show that Liverpool as a team contributes to in every quarter, both defensively and attack wise. You see the wing backs are leading in attacking stats. I see one. So I don't see why you say the likes of Mane leaving and Salah leaving. You just drop the team to your level, because I don't see us going beyond your level.
That's problem.
So you drop the team because of Mane and Salah leaving, because now Salah is not sure, but we are certain of Mane leaving. So if he's leaving, it's a team like Liverpool, and I'm going to say the pedigree is there, the class is there, the standard is there to go out and get any player. I don't think there's even a player in Chelsea now that would hear Liverpool is coming for you, that would want to leave your club and come to Liverpool. Really? It's a fact, yes. But I don't see anybody.
He's just saying his own opinion.
No, it's not an opinion. It's the truth.
It's okay for someone who did very well in this season to come up with that kind of.
If Liverpool come for, say, Mason Mount, you think he would go to Liverpool?
He will not go.
Why?
He will not go.
Why would he come to Liverpool?
Because he knows that he has a future in Chelsea. If the guy keeps playing, if the guy keeps playing the way he's playing, and we are able to get people that will assist him. Very well. I know he's going to attain the legendary status in that team. And someone that has sense will not see this kind of thing and go. Because you see this team that just really currently
you're banking on a future that you are not even sure of.
I'm sure of
you're banking on a future that you're not
even sure. They've seen the mistakes that we make in this just completed season. And as a normal team, as someone that has
right now,
what they are going to do.
Right now, you're sounding like a Man United fan.
Let me tell you.
You're sounding like a Man United fan that believes next season will always be better.
Before Liverpool start playing the way they are playing now, they also have rough seasons where, for example, now we expect something from them and they will fall behind. So the team they keep learning from their mistake and they keep adjusting. So that's what I'm saying about Chelsea too.
Like I said, you're sounding like a Man United fan that believes next season will be better. Next season will be better. New manager, new
opportunity. These guys has spent more than 5 years in Liverpool. So I think the only issue that Chelsea used to have is that they don't used to give that kind of opportunity to coach. They don't have this tolerance.
All right. So
I think if they can give our coach, this coach that's currently there, the opportunity to be able to like use his brain and to be able to like do everything within his capability, we are going to come up with something great.
On a whole, let's get back to the conversation. He says that if Liverpool come for any Chelsea player, he would go. I mentioned Mason Mount, and then you said that Mason Mount to stay at Chelsea.
Yeah.
But every player's aim is to win trophies. And he would want to.
I would say Chelsea will not win trophies again because of what happened this season. The fact that we had a rough season.
You look at the team you are competing against. That's what I'm saying. You're competing against
any team
that are better than your team currently.
Any team can have this kind of problem that we just had. And if you have sense, if the team has sense, they will really come up.
I want to say something. Before I answer you, I want to say something. You keep saying problem. Which problem particularly did Chelsea have this
season?
The
fact that most of the players that we bank on, they couldn't convert.
That's a team.
The fact that we had issue with the UK government, which we are facing.
That's an asset football issue. That's an off-the-field issue.
Football is not about playing alone. That's what we call mentality. When we want to do something, it's not about talking alone.
Despite all of that, that period where Chelsea, when they had the heat of the sanction, Chelsea won, I think, 4 games on the stretch. Yeah. So did that really affect their psychology?
It is. It affected us.
But they didn't lose any game.
It affected us. One way or the other, it affected us. And
I think that's why
now that the fire has died down and everything is normal.
Like their coach said that the off-the-field issues, they should leave it to the managers and the admin. There's an administration problem. They are going to play that his team,
and because he said that, does that mean that it will not affect them? He's just trying to like paint as a manager, that's what is expected of him.
But the point is, in the heat of all of that, Chelsea were winning games.
But it still affected them.
How?
After everything.
But you have to know something that in the heat of this issue and when it was going on, the players, they were paid. The players did not come out to say they are not happy with what is going on. I'm telling you this, in football is played in the pitch, in the field of play. That's where football is played. So off the field issue about the club being sanctioned and then the owners they have to change owners and everything did not concern the players.
So Tijani,
and enough, you agree with me that you guys went on to play in the Champions League quarterfinals against Madrid. So how will you tell me that there's an issue because of the field issue that's going on with the administration?
And we did very well. Yeah.
So
I'd ask you, did the sanction stop Chelsea from finishing third? Did it stop Chelsea from going to the Champions League quarterfinals? No. Did it stop Chelsea from going to the FA Cup and Carabao Cup final?
But it affected the players.
How?
Because you keep saying there's a problem. I'm
just saying that's one of the problems that we had.
Okay, so tell us other problems.
The players not living up to what we expect of them.
So what kind of solutions will you suggest for next season?
For example, I think we need to get some replacement for some players. We need to let some players go, and we need to get replacement for them. And there is, for example, now let me look at Liverpool. Even when they lost to Real Madrid, the second you can see their player, everybody playing together and they are happy. So that's a mentality that every team should develop. So this team, they need to work on it. There should be a good interaction between the coach and the players and everything. If they work on everything, we release players that are not playing well, we get new players that will add.
And you get a new manager as well. Let's add that.
We don't need to
add the fact that you need a new manager.
We don't need it. We don't need to get a manager.
Let's let him
talk. In my opinion, you keep saying the players, but you forget the players play to a particular structure. So if you keep saying the players, okay, let's look at Chelsea players on the team. Let's look at Chelsea players. Write down your players on paper. Are they good players or not?
They are.
So why I just said get a new manager. So if you can agree with me that on paper your players are good.
We don't need
instruction. There's something wrong with instruction.
We don't need to get
structure.
new managers. The only thing that we need is to allow the manager to prove himself, and the manager should also work on himself to make sure that he's able to like.
That's why you need a replacement for a team like Chelsea.
We don't need the new manager. To me, I don't think we need it. For example, if we need, where are we going to employ? if we need a new manager, what do you think we will bring that will do well? This current coach.
Mauricio Pochettino will be free in the next few days.
Me personally, I believe in this current manager, and I think if they brought
like I said, I said that I see them sinking.
If they bring Pochettino or anybody that you are saying, if they did not perform well, Chelsea, they don't really have the tolerance to.
Yeah. That's why
they don't really have the tolerance to, and that's their bad. So I think they should just be giving coach the opportunity to like get himself together and be able to prove himself.
Before we talk about something else, I listened to Chris. Chris was saying that you're complaining about the players, but you also know the players play to a certain instruction by the coaches. Yeah. So don't you think that the problem is just not from players, but from the coaches, from Thomas Tuchel directly? Tijani
is the one that gave them the instruction that we use to win Champions League.
Okay, so that's the benchmark.
He's the one that gave them instruction that we used to win most of the trophies that we won under him. He's the one that gave them instruction that carried us to 2 finals. He's the one that gave them instruction that carried us to quarter-final, despite the fact that there are a lot of other teams contesting for this same team
trophy.
So me personally, I think though everybody has their own
opinion.
Everybody have their own SFCs. So the only thing I think they should work on is that kind of relationship between coach and player.
All right, so Chris, I know away from banter, do you really think Chelsea should let go of Thomas Tuchel?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. The reason I feel they should let go of him is because you've seen this man at Dortmund. Yes, he was sacked. Paris Saint-Germain with the players with open check and everything, he was sacked. And then you bring him in to play defensive football against in the Premier League.
Against
team like City. In the Premier League where there's no respect of anybody. That's why you saw the Brentford result. And after the Brentford result, you saw the way Chelsea were sinking.
And since the man get to Chelsea, he has been doing well now. It's not that look at for example, look at Manchester United. They've been changing coach. They've been changing their coach. And over time, those coaches that they are changing, they are not able to like achieve anything. And since they brought this guy to Chelsea, we've been able to win trophies.
This is his complete.
If he's not able to show off anything, you get for all the time they are spent in Chelsea, they think to place this guy. He does not know what he's doing.
This is his first complete season in Chelsea.
Yeah,
he's finishing first full season. Yes, he's finishing third.
Yeah,
and he's struggling to finish third first of all.
Yeah,
and then he went on to win the Champions League.
Their coach is going to his 6th year, first complete season, and you are saying that they should remove him. Give this guy a chance to prove himself. That's what I'm saying.
You're the club fan. You're the club fan, but I'm giving you an outside opinion because the pattern of football your coach is played is not the pattern of football a Chelsea team should be played.
That's what we call process and consistency. This guy just got to Chelsea. This is his first complete season. And because of what happened, you are saying that they should change him.
Chris, okay,
and that's the problem we'll be having in Chelsea. For example, there are some coaches that they collected great trophies for us, and because they fucked up, they make mistake in some points. At some point,
like I was saying, this is his first full season in Chelsea, like playing, and then you're going to bank on the fact that he won us the Champions League, he's the one of the titles, but you could see that the team is already struggling under him. Now you could go on to blame the players because you like the coach. You go on to blame the players and say, the players that did not turn up for him.
It's not only the coach that I like. I like the players. I like the team, and I like the fact that when you go to blame the players
and say yes, every fan who likes the coach will go on to say, the players are. But you forget one thing to say that this is the same players that won the Champions League.
Let me tell you what is not understanding is that if if you employ someone, there are things that you expect the person to do, and as a human being,
Okay, you expect him to finish talk for you.
Finish what I'm saying.
Finish, so you don't bite somebody.
When you employ someone, there are
Yes.
some things that you expect from the person.
Yes.
And for example, when I employ, these are the things that I want from you, and once you are able to like give me those things. The first season when he came to Chelsea, we were really struggling under Lampard, and the guy came, changed the pattern of things, and see what we were able to achieve. And this is his first complete season.
So
He messed up.
Give him time, right?
He messed up, right?
Give him time.
Everybody knows that he messed up, and the fact that he messed up, we were able to like make some point. We went to 2 finals. We collected some cups this season that he mixed up. You get, so just give this guy time to
Give
prove
him time.
himself.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, guys. So final questions, guys. Chris, I'll start with you. A penalty to save your life. Which Liverpool player takes it?
Salah.
Yes.
Really? All day.
All day. Mo Salah.
A penalty to save your life. Which Chelsea player takes it? Jorginho has missed penalties.
Jorginho.
It was because of Jorginho. Italy didn't qualify for the World Cup.
Always
Jorginho missed a penalty for Chelsea in the UEFA Cup.
Jorginho, I'll stick with Jorginho.
Jorginho.
Yeah.
All right.
Jorginho.
Like Chris will say, it's your opinion.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, guys, for coming out. I appreciate the time and the energy put into the show today. Thank you very much to the producers of the show as well. And we'll do this again on Wednesday by 5 p.m. I think I'll have Chris come back again to banter with an Arsenal fan. I think I'll do that, Chris. Wednesday. Thank you very much, of course, for coming around. For those of us who tried to reach out to us on Facebook, we're having a few technical issues, but we'll try to sort them out when we come back on Wednesday. Do well to enjoy the rest of the day's broadcast live on Spectrum TV. My name is Isaac. You can call me Marizona, and I'm out of the show. Thank you very much, guys, for coming around. Yeah, Chris, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So we'll do this again on Wednesday. Ciao, ciao.